FIH and AstroTurf bring you the best in world hockey.
AstroTurf, the surface of champions, is proud to sponsor the International Hockey Federation's World Hockey Highlights. AstroTurf is the premier synthetic turf system, the result of 30 years of intensive research and development. No other synthetic turf can match AstroTurf's history of innovation, leadership, and performance. AstroTurf, the surface of champions and proud partner of the International Hockey Federation.
Our 1997 highlights actually start in December 1996 with the 18th Men's Champions Trophy from Madras in India. Next we travel to Malaysia for the Men's World Cup Qualifier. 12 teams competing, but just 6 places up for grabs. In the summer, it was off to Berlin in Germany, where the cream of the women's game assembled for the 6th Champions Trophy. After that, it's Zimbabwe in Southern Africa, and this time the women are trying to qualify for the World Cup in 1998. Back in Europe last September, and it was a chance for the under-21s to show off their abilities at the Men's Junior World Cup. We've also action from the Women's Junior World Cup in South Korea. Finally, it's over to Adelaide in Australia for the top hockey event of the year, the 19th Men's Champions Trophy. The top 6 men's teams in the world gathered in Madras. Australia, Germany, India, Netherlands, Pakistan and Spain all started out with high hopes. The 18th Men's Champions Trophy in Madras came just 4 months after the Olympics. The new Olympic champions, the Netherlands, proved to be the team to beat. But for the hosts, India, after a disappointing showing in Atlanta, this was a chance for them to resurrect their international form and try to remain in the world's elite. After a defeat in their opening match against the defending champions Germany, India bounced straight back against the Olympic silver medalist Spain, Gavin Ferreira opening the scoring on 16 minutes. Just 3 minutes after half-time, a poor clearance out of defence, and the star of Indian hockey, Dhanraj Pillai, made it 2. An acrobatic dive from the Indian player, following a low drive from Sanjeev Kumar into the D. And just 9 minutes later, it was Dhanraj Pillai from a similar move who sealed the match in India's favour. The tournament wasn't going well for Spain. 2 draws and a defeat in their first 3 games. They needed a result against the Olympic champions. Only 8 minutes on the clock, poor defending, and Tune Denoya opened the scoring. The Dutch captain Stefan Veem played a big part in creating their second goal, but it was Boomer who put them 2-0 up before half-time. It was a convincing 4-0 win at the end, and the Netherlands had booked their place in the final. The biggest crowd of the week packed into the Mayor Radhakrishnan Stadium for the meeting of old rivals India and Pakistan.
6 minutes gone. Pakistan with the short corner. That's clever play. Ali Khan with a chance, and it's there. Pakistan take the lead. Subaya probably unsighted, but that's a great strike by Mohammed Ali Khan. Penalty corner to India. Aldrin. Lovely strike, and that's the equaliser. Deflected, I think, off Ferreira's stick, but 1-1 it is. Here it comes again, and yes, there was a big deflection past Mansour Ahmed. Time running out in the first half, 1-1, clever switch. Kaleem, that's beautifully struck, and Pakistan regain the lead. Mohammed Damish Kaleem makes it 2-1 to Pakistan. Pakistan on the counter-attack. This is good play. great pass. Ashraf, what a goal! Sheer brilliance that by Kamran Ashraf. And it's 3-1 to Pakistan. India 3-1 down. This looks promising. Pillai, good run. He's checked. The hit to be taken quickly. No. Now then, they need to get it into the circle. Pillai again. Just over, that's marvellous play. Oh, it's just over the top. But great play by Danraj Pillai. Acrobatic stuff. 20 minutes left. Can India get back into it? Pargat Singh this time. And how many times has he done that in his long career? Immense power in the shot. Pargat Singh, it's India 2, Pakistan 3. So Pakistan hold on to their lead. A great game between the old rivals. Pakistan through to the final. India 2, Pakistan 3.
A number of enthusiastic Dutch fans had made the 5,000-mile trip from Europe. It was a tight final with all the goals decided from set pieces. Tune Dinoya opening the scoring after 9 minutes. Just 4 minutes later, the Dutch earned a penalty stroke. And it was Wouter van Pelt who made it 2-0. The Dutch virtually sealed the title midway through the first half when their penalty corner specialist Bram Lomans added the third. Pakistan pulled 1 goal back in the 26th minute and 2 minutes later made it 3-2. Usman Mohammed the scorer. However much pressure they put on, Pakistan just couldn't break through the stubborn Dutch defence. They failed to find the target in the second half, and it was the Dutch, 4 months after capturing the Olympic gold medal, who won their second major title of the year. Their delighted captain Stefan Veen gratefully receiving the trophy from the FIH president Juan Angel Calzado. So the Netherlands the winners, second Pakistan, the host India finishing a disappointing fourth after losing the playoff against Germany. In the qualifying competition for the 9th World Cup in Kuala Lumpur. The top 6 would go through to the World Cup finals in Utrecht. The top 2 sides in each group and the 3rd and 4th from pools A and B had to play off for the final 2 spots. The matches will be played at the brand new Bukit Jalil Hockey Stadium, built especially for the 1998 Commonwealth Games. Competition. Pool A looked to be the most competitive. On the opening day, the host Malaysia came up against Poland. Malaysia were unlucky, they scored 4, but Poland got 5. Poland showing off their scoring power and eventually earning second place in the group and a spot in Utrecht. 2 teams with a good chance of qualifying for the World Cup, South Africa and Canada, met on the second day in Kuala Lumpur. This match saw yet another goal feast. From a penalty corner in the 17th minute, South Africa took the lead, the scorer Greg Nicol. It was the same player again who added the second just 2 minutes later, following a good South African move. Manak Gazak pulled a goal back before half-time for the Canadians. But it looked all over for them when Greg Clark restored the advantage from a penalty corner early in the second period. Two minutes later and South Africa went 4-1 in front. Gary Boddington giving the South Africans a seemingly unbeatable lead. But we were about to witness an amazing final 18 minutes from the Canadians. An amazing comeback by the Canadians, with the winner coming in the final minute of an incredible game. Canada winning 5-4. A good crowd turned up at the impressive Malaysian stadium for the home side's game against the South Africans a few days later. There were plenty of goals in this match too. Malaysia started well, taking an early 1-0 lead. Kuhn from a penalty stroke on the quarter hour. That was how it stayed until half-time. After the break, they went further ahead with a goal from Charil Anwar Aziz. But this time, it was the South Africans who came back strongly.
Malaysia leading 2-0. This is Greg Clark with the short corner. South Africa, Fulton, Cullen the deflection, and South Africa get their first goal. Mike Cullen the scorer. South Africa on the attack again. Edge of the circle. Great reverse pass by Boddington. Greg Nicol, and that's the equaliser. What a comeback. It's Malaysia 2, South Africa 2. South Africa again, short corner. Nicol the man. Oh, great strike. 3-2 to South Africa. They take the lead. Malaysia. That's neat play out of defence. Zani, the captain. This looks promising. Now Nawawi. Cross the circle. Oh, and a great finish by Aziz. And it's 3-all, all square. Marvellous goal. Muniandi. Neat pass. Nawawi in the circle. Selfaraj. And that's it. Malaysia 4, South Africa 3.
An even bigger crowd packed in to watch Malaysia's next match with the Olympic silver medalist Spain, with the home side looking for a result to take them through to the next stage of the qualifying competition. Spain took an early lead, but it only lasted 2 minutes as Kuhn equalised to the delight of the packed stadium. The Malaysian captain Nur Saiful powered them into the lead before half-time from another penalty corner, and that was the way it stayed until half-time. Early in the second half, Malaysia had a good chance to go 3-1 up, but blew it. And soon after, Spain pulled it level to 2-all, and it eventually proved too strong, running out the winners by 5-2. In Pool B, Argentina, who were one of the pre-tournament favourites, showed their intentions to qualify by putting 9 goals past a bemused Ireland. New Zealand beat Argentina to confirm a place in the top 3. It left the South Americans needing a result against Korea to make sure of an automatic place in Utrecht. But the Koreans had other ideas. You wouldn't have thought it, but believe me, that really is the Korean manager pleased with the result. At the end of the round-robin matches, each group ended like this. Spain, Poland, Korea and New Zealand already on their way to Utrecht. The bottom two teams in each group staying at home. The final two places to be taken by the winners of the third and fourth place crossover matches. First up, it was Argentina who finished third in Pool B against Canada, fourth in Pool A. And it was Canada who drew first blood. Andrew Griffiths with a good run into the D, setting up Peter Milkovic to score. That coming after just 5 minutes. In the second half, Rob Short was bowled over, and it was all over for Argentina as Peter Milkovic scored his second of the game from a penalty stroke to leave the South Americans outside of the qualification places for the World Cup. Canada were overjoyed to book their place for Holland. With just one place left for Utrecht, Belgium met the host Malaysia. Belgium keen to win a place in the World Cup tournament, due to be staged just over their neighbouring border. But there was another big crowd to see if the Malaysians could triumph.
Belgium on the attack. Malaysia, though, with a chance to break. After Singh. To Ramu. Muniandi. Fat. Ramu again. A chance for Nawawi. Off the line. Brilliant play, a long corner, but a great move by Malaysia. 7 minutes gone in the second half. Still 0-0. Penalty corner. And that's a goal for Malaysia. Shan Muganathan, the scorer. The deadlock broken at last. He went for the high flick. Beautifully done. Malaysia take the lead. Time running out. 1-0 to Malaysia. And another penalty corner. What can they work this time? That's clever. Another switch, and this could be a goal. Shan Muganathan again. It really was a well-rehearsed move, a great finish, and it's 2-0 to Malaysia. Belgium. The attack breaks down. The final minute. Zani to Muniandi. Lovely pass to Nawawi. This could be a goal. It is. Zani, the scorer. Brilliant play. He started the move, remember. A truly great goal. 3-0, and the celebrations begin.
Malaysia winning 3-0, and the celebrations at the final hooter telling their own story. Malaysia through to the World Cup finals for the first time since 1982. Even Sultan Azlan Shah, president of the Malaysian and Asian Hockey Federations, joined in to congratulate the jubilant players on the field. Malaysia's German coach Volker Knapp guiding his team to the World Cup, but managing to get a little carried away in the process. A great night for Malaysian hockey and the whole country. So to the final, the Olympic silver medalist Spain against the Asian champions Korea. There were no goals until the 22nd minute when Yuri Casas put Spain ahead from a penalty corner. But it was only a minute later the Koreans struck back against their European opponents. Song Seung-tae eventually scoring a good goal from open play. The ball going through the goalkeeper's legs. Before half-time, Kang Kyun-wook put the Koreans in front from another field goal. After the break, there was little to choose between the sides, and it was down to Javier Arnau, the leading goal scorer in the competition, to rescue Spain. With the game level at 2-2, the final went into sudden death extra time. Within seconds, the Koreans were inches away from clinching the title, Song Seung-tae sending the ball just wide of the post. But just 4 minutes before the game went to penalties, Pablo Amat scoring the deciding goal of the 1997 World Cup qualifier. His Royal Highness Sultan Aslan Shah presenting the trophy to the Spanish captain Joaquin Malgoza and his delighted teammates as Spain booked their place in the World Cup and won the qualifying tournament. So Spain finishing first, Korea second, third with New Zealand, followed by Poland, Canada and Malaysia. Those teams qualifying for the World Cup. And this is how the groups will line up for that World Cup in 1998. A major talking point in Malaysia, and still likely to be an issue of discussion in Utrecht, are the new offside laws. Some people like them, some don't.
I think it's excellent for the game. I think it's opened up the game a lot more. In the first few days of the tournament over here, the World Cup qualifier, we've already seen more goals than we would have in normal tournaments. I don't know what the statistics are, but from what we've seen, it's far more goals, more exciting.
I actually think it's not a bad change. My concern is that if you expect that it will make more goals, I don't think it will, and over a period of time that will become clear, as it has with all the other changes to the offside rule. What I believe is that if you want to have more goals or you make this game more attractive, then you need to open out the circles, and the way to do that is to limit the number of defenders in that area. You can still not have the offside rule. I don't have a problem with that change, but as long as you allow all the everybody to get back there and defend, then you just crowd the circle and you make the game unattractive.
Es muy importante para los delanteros porque bueno, hay muchas ocasiones de gol. Se entra muchas veces en el área y para los defensas es muy difícil poder controlar todas las ocasiones, ¿no? que existen ahora.
The Women's Champions Trophy, featuring the top 6 countries in the world, was held in Berlin for the second time since the competition began in 1987. Australia came into the tournament as the dominant force in women's hockey. The hockey stadium in Berlin is part of the sports complex built for the 1936 Olympics. Eerie but still impressive architecture. The hockey stadium is on a slightly smaller scale than its neighbour. And on the first day, the Olympic silver medalist South Korea played the United States, who finished 5th in Atlanta. The USA had undergone a lot of changes since Atlanta and were now a very young side. But there was a shock on the cards as the United States put together a good move. Tracy Fuchs starting things off, onto Kelly James. Tara Maguire putting the ball through to Cara Taglienti to score the only goal of the game just after half-time. In their next match, the United States played the host Germany. It was the home side that took an early lead, Inga Muller on target after only 17 minutes. That was the way it stayed until 4 minutes after half-time, Natasha Keller scoring the German second goal. But the United States weren't about to give up, and the young pretenders struck back. Tara Maguire reducing the deficit. Then 9 minutes from time, they pulled level. The final touch going to Kelly James. A fantastic achievement for the United States women, who were really enjoying their trip to Europe. But the United States certainly came back to earth with a bump when they met the Olympic gold medalists Australia. The Australians having dominated the Women's Champions Trophy since it began in 1987, the party coming to an abrupt end for the United States women. They finished top of the table in the round-robin stage of the competition. But who would finish second and earn a place in the final? Both South Korea and Germany were vying for the group runners-up spot. There was an element of controversy, a hit-in from the side from the German number 9, Denise Klecker, and the umpire awarding the goal after believing it had got a touch inside the D. The replay clearly showing the ball was touched outside the area and not inside. But the controversy didn't seem to upset the Koreans too much, and they were quickly back on level terms. Germany soon found the goal again and got themselves back into the lead through Denise Klecker. Korea struck back to level the scores. Park Eun-kyung, the scorer, as the half-time break approached. But the Germans weren't about to be denied on their home turf, as Heike Latschke won the game for them with the only goal of the second half, and it was they who went on to the final. The Netherlands managed only 2 wins out of 5 in the round-robin section, but in the 3rd and 4th place playoff, they finally found their form. A hat-trick from Susan van der Wielen, sealing a 5-2 victory for the Netherlands to put a smile back on the Dutch faces. An intriguing final in store between Australia and Germany. Australia, the Olympic gold medalist, World Cup winners and the defending Champions Trophy holders.
Germany, this is Katrin Koschka. Good pass, a deflection. Becker, a chance. Oh, that's a great goal. Britta Becker, superb athleticism, and Germany take the lead. Really was a great goal. Still 1-0 to Germany, but this is Katrina Powell. What a magnificent shot, astonishing power. Well, no chance with that. You won't see a ball struck much harder than that, and it's all square. Germany won, Australia won. Still 1-1 in extra time, and remember, it's the golden goal to decide it. First to score wins. Australia, Powell to Mott. That's a lovely pass. Annan, this could be it, yes. Australia have done it. Alison Annan with a golden goal in every sense. Australia 2, Germany 1, and Australia have won the Champions Trophy.
A fantastic piece of individual skill from Alison Annan, earning Australia the gold medal. It helped her to win the Player of the Tournament award, as well as being the top scorer in the Champions Trophy. So Australia remain the dominant force in world hockey, winning every major title in the women's game since the Champions Trophy in 1993. So how did Alison Annan feel about the win and being named Player of the Tournament?
I guess it goes along with being in the team, and in these tournaments that they have to pick one person, and you know, I was fortunate enough to be on the end of some good passes this tournament and score 5 goals, and that got me a goal scorer. And you know, we're a great team, and as I said, they generally have to pick one person, and you know, I'm very happy with it, but again, winning the tournament's so much more important.
There was one other notable record set in Berlin, that of Great Britain's Karen Brown, who made her 258th appearance against the United States. She's now on 273 caps, including indoor appearances, 304, a world record.
What makes AstroTurf the surface of champions? AstroTurf extrudes, textures, and knits its own nylon in its own plant. The largest facility in the world dedicated only to sports turf manufacturing and research. AstroTurf's nylon fibers won't crush or mat and actually absorb and hold moisture for optimum wet pitch play. From strength, elasticity, durability, and color to the ultimate performance of the fibers, AstroTurf has mastered the challenges of chemistry and manufacturing, creating the world's best wet pitch hockey surface. AstroTurf, the surface of champions.
It's early one morning in the heart of Africa.
In the men's tournament, 12 teams set about qualifying for the Women's World Cup in May 1998, with just 6 places up for grabs. Harare proved the downfall of some of the fancied teams and saw the emergence of new powers in the women's game. In Pool B, as the final round-robin matches approached, all the top 4 places were still up for grabs. An experienced New Zealand side secured top place by putting 5 past Russia. Scotland went into their last pool match knowing that a victory against China would secure them a World Cup place. Sound defence had got them this far, but with 10 minutes to go, they were awarded a penalty corner. Robin Matthews converting the opportunity that was enough to seal a memorable tournament for a delirious Scotland team. China were less than happy about their defeat. In Pool A, India put themselves into contention with good victories over Ireland and Canada, and secured second place in the pool with a victory over Japan. But the team who surprised everyone with their scoring power were the South Africans. There was a fine individual goal-scoring performance from 18-year-old Pietie Coetzee, who struck 5 goals in her team's opening 2 games.
Yeah, we're very happy with our performance, and we worked very hard, and considering that we didn't have much preparation during this year, we are very happy with our performance. Yeah. I didn't expect myself to do so well. Obviously you do train and you work for it, but I didn't expect it to be this tournament.
South Africa, with 4 wins out of 5 games, topped the Pool A table. They then faced England, who were also unbeaten, but needed to win to take second place in the group. It turned out to be the match of the tournament.
10 minutes gone, 0-0. Tina Cullen for England. She's done well. She's been forced wide. What a finish, Tina Cullen, and England take the lead. Lovely strike by Tina Cullen. Jane Sixsmith with the short corner. Well, that's cleverly worked. Great chance, deception. Cullen again, I think. Yes, it is indeed Tina Cullen. That's her second goal, and England lead 2-0. South Africa's penalty corner. Bentley, the switch. Dare with a shot. Oh, and she squeezed it through. A deflection, certainly. Hilary Rose beaten. It's England 2, South Africa 1. The hit to South Africa. Driven in by Vessels. The touch by Dare, and it's beaten Hilary Rose. A great comeback by South Africa. You can see the touch from Dare. She got in behind the defence, her second, and it's 2-all. Now a chance for England. Mandy Davis, the captain, to Sixsmith. Oh, and a lovely goal by James Sixsmith, England's most prolific scorer, showing exactly how it should be done. England 3, South Africa 2. England have to defend a penalty corner. Coetzee with a flick. South Africa, they're level again. Rose beaten high to her right. Perfect placement. And it's England 3, South Africa 3. What a game. 2 minutes to go. Short corner to South Africa. Surely it'll be Coetzee again. Yes, to Rose's left this time. And would you believe it, for the first time in the match, South Africa take the lead, 4-3. Well, this could be England's last chance. We're inside the final minute. 4-3 to South Africa, but that's a penalty corner. Now, can England get their routine working? It will be James Sixsmith to play it in. Here it comes. Everyone poised. Sixsmith. Bowden with a shot. And it's in. It's gone in. And with seconds remaining, England have equalised. A truly amazing match. 4-all. And that's surely that.
Despite their joy, that draw meant that England were not automatically through. At the end of the pool matches, South Africa, India, New Zealand and Scotland had earned a place in Utrecht. Disappointment for Japan, Canada, Spain and Zimbabwe, who were out. So 4 teams were going for the final 2 places. First up, England against Russia. England took the lead in the first half and Tina Cullen made it 2-0 with 10 minutes to go in the match. Russia pulled one back, but it was England who took one of the first of the 2 remaining places left for the World Cup. In the second qualification decider, China proved too strong for Ireland. They went ahead after 20 minutes, that was the way it stayed until 12 minutes from time, and 5 minutes after that they sealed the match with Zhang Bin-Shen adding their 3rd goal to book their place in the World Cup. So to the final and the pride and achievement of finishing first. New Zealand took an early advantage with Robin Matthews setting up the opening goal for Kylie Foy. But it came as no surprise when South Africa came back to equalise after the break, and no surprise either with the scorer, Pietie Coetzee. Just 3 minutes later, another penalty corner and she struck again to put South Africa in front. But New Zealand replied immediately with a goal from Maurice Senior to level the final at 2-all. There were no more goals in the second period or in 15 minutes of extra time, so it went to penalty strokes. Now all the teams had to do was to select the 5 people who would take the penalties. With South Africa leading 3-2 on penalties, they needed this flick to secure the title. Megan Robson scoring the South Africans' 4th consecutive penalty stroke to earn her side the title. 6 teams then on the way to Utrecht: South Africa, New Zealand, Scotland, India, England and China. But there's no doubt when they line up in Utrecht, they'll be wary of the power of the South Africans and the phenomenal scoring prowess of Pietie Coetzee, who was named player of the tournament. .50 miles up the motorway in Milton Keynes, it was the chance for the up-and-coming men's hockey players to show their future potential in the 6th Junior World Cup. The best 12 under-21 teams in the world, all the major powers of world hockey, were represented. But the team to beat was Germany, undefeated since 1982 in the competition and the overwhelming favourites. Germany got off to an impressive start by demolishing Argentina. Patrick Lunier-Merker opening the scoring after 24 minutes. And it was pretty much one-way traffic after that. But the Pakistan celebrations were short-lived as they faced England, who were looking for a win after a defeat by Argentina the previous day to maintain their interest in the Junior World Cup. They got off to a good start, Adrian Simons on the end of a good England move. Just 60 seconds later, and with only 13 minutes on the clock, it was Simons again who scored to put England 2-0 ahead. 7 minutes before half-time, and Mark Pern made it 3-0, and England looked in control of a game they needed to win. Pakistan scored, but it was never enough, and England were through to the semi-finals. In Pool A, the Netherlands were one of the pre-tournament favourites for the Junior World Cup. Things seemed to be going well when they took the lead against India, Mark de Jong opening the scoring after 12 minutes. 6 minutes later, it seemed to be going the way of the European side as Paul van Essenveld put the Dutch side 2-0 ahead. India weren't out of it yet.
India 2-0 down. Rawat, Mishra, Turkey, and it's gone in. India have pulled one back. Dilip Turkey, the scorer. India back in it. Chauhan for India. Anwar Khan, lovely play. It's blocked. Mishra, yes, great stuff. Rajiv Mishra makes it Netherlands 2, India 2. Last minute, India maybe their last chance. 2-2. Chauhan, Rawat, is it there? Yes, it is. It's there.
And that result secured India's second place in the group, but it was the Australians who won Pool A with typical ruthlessness. And so to the semi-finals, a good crowd at the National Hockey Stadium. England would play Australia, India would play Germany. First England against Australia. And it was England who got off to a flying start. Adrian Simons scoring at the end of a short corner. And that was the way it stayed until 58 minutes when Bain Taylor equalised for the Australians. But just 5 minutes later, Australia win another penalty corner. And this time, Troy Elder slots the ball home for the Australians' winner. And they're through to the final. In the other semi-final, Germany, the overwhelming favourites, went 2-0 up in the first half against India. We join it in the second.
2-0 to Germany, 3 minutes into the second half. Habajan, that's good play. Chandy with a chance, and that's 2-1. India have pulled one back. India again, Habajan Singh. And that could be the equaliser, it is. It's India 2, Germany 2. 2-2, and a penalty corner to Germany. Time running out. This is Klink with a shot, and it's squeezed in, deflected off the goalkeeper. But it's now 3-2 to Germany. India, that's lovely play by Mishra. Habajan Singh into the circle. India, they're level again. That's great play, and we're all square.
So 3-3 at the end of normal time, and the match went into sudden death extra time.
India, this could be an opportunity for them. Rajiv Mishra, and that is a winner. Yes, it's the winner for India. It's India who get the winning goal. A great comeback, a great fight back, and it's India go into the final. Look at the celebrations.
So to the final. Australia had come through a hard-fought semi-final to beat a promising England side. They now met the surprise side in the tournament, India. The Indians were well supported in the final, but Australia were the favourites to win the match. But could India pull off another surprise?
India have the hit. It's still 0-0. Driven across the circle. It's loose. Harbhajan Singh, and India take the lead. India 1, Australia 0. Harbhajan Singh getting the first goal. Davis. Neatly done by Brennan. Choppy. Commons in there. Now then, a chance. Across it comes Ben Taylor. Oh, and he finishes a superb team goal. That's of the very highest quality. Quick thinking by Commons when the ball came back to him, and a great finish by Taylor. 1-1. George for Australia. Wells to Butler. Taylor. Commons. Now, with a shot, Troy Elder, and that's Australia. They've got the lead. Another marvellous team goal. Australia take the lead, 2-1. A short corner to Australia. They're 2-1 up. Now what can they work from this one? Matthew Wells drives it, yes! And that confirms it for Australia. 3-1 the score, and surely they're on their way to victory. It really was beautifully worked. Another clever short corner and a lovely shot by Matthew Wells, and that surely is it for Australia.
India pulled another back, but in the end it wasn't enough. So success in the Women's Champions Trophy for Australia, and now their junior men's side was celebrating by winning the World Cup, their first ever Junior World Cup title. But spare a thought for the losing finalist India, who played some marvellous hockey.
It's fantastic. You only get to go to one and two if you're really lucky, and it's magic. And to win it, it's even better. There's no other feeling like it in hockey.
So Australia winning the title, second were India, third Germany and fourth were England. And at the end of the tournament, Sean Curley, England's best known hockey player, picked out his player of the tournament.
Well, I've watched a lot of the games, and in both groups, and I think my player of the tournament was a guy called Choppy, and he plays for Australia up front. And I've seen him on the left wing and in centre forward, and Choppy's got a lot of speed and a lot of pace, and I think that he's the kind of guy that can cause damage to defences all around the world. He moves the ball nicely, he links up with his players very well and moves it, and his pace is electrifying.
The same month, on the other side of the globe, South Korea was the venue for the third Junior Women's World Cup. 12 teams took part in the tournament. After the round-robin stage, the semi-finals were between Australia and Argentina and Germany and the Netherlands. In the first semi-final, Australia played Argentina. On the half-hour, Christian Towers gave Australia the lead. It took Argentina until 11 minutes after half-time to equalise. Alexander Ulla, the scorer. No more goals in normal time, and that was the way it stayed until 6 minutes into extra time. Nicole Mott, the golden goal winner for Australia. In the other semi-final, the Netherlands met Germany. Germany got off to a perfect start, going ahead after 5 minutes through Cornelio Reiter. The Netherlands, though, were stung into action, and their equaliser came on 24 minutes from Sylvia Caras. After the break, the Dutch carried on where they'd left off. From a similar move to their first goal, Sylvia Caras with her second of the game. 4 minutes later and victory was complete. Carlin Petri hitting their third goal. Dutch winning 3-1 to go through to the final against Australia. Two of hockey's superpowers meeting at junior level for the third World Cup. There were no goals in the first half, but within the space of 3 second-half minutes, the Dutch took control. The Netherlands captain, Jolien Abbas, was on target after 42 minutes to end the deadlock. Then just 3 minutes later, she made sure of the victory with her second of the match and her team's. So a great win for the young Dutch girls, who made up for the disappointment of the men's junior team in Milton Keynes. So Australia finishing second, Argentina third, Germany fourth, Korea and then South Africa. Played in South Australia provided the perfect setting for the final and most prestigious event in the 1997 hockey calendar. The world's top 6 teams were sent to battle for the 19th Men's Champions Trophy, with South Korea joining the European powers of the Netherlands, Germany and Spain, along with Pakistan and the hosts Australia. Australia and Germany had won the event 6 times, the Dutch and Pakistan 3 times each. Germany opened their programme against Pakistan, notoriously poor travellers and bad starters.
Beshman. Easy. Germany 1-0. Frustration for Pakistan. There's a goal. Mikel. Ricochet off Mikel. So Germany 2-0, very convincing at this stage.
Yes, very convincing, and the ball, nice variation on the penalty corners we'll see on the replay. Christian, the ball's to the top of the circle, the ball goes left to Michel, plays the ball to Blunk on the ground, to Blunk with his strength just to feed it under the crossbar. There's a skill error, they could be punished.
Tahir, Savar. Oh, John, it's a goal! And it's a goal!
Yeah, I think you'll find that Michael Tevez trapped the ball on his reverse and mistrapped it. He pulls inside, plays the ball towards the goal. Tevez is surely so good on his reverse. The ball goes between the goalkeeper's legs and Shabazz Jr. says thanks very much. The ball comes around to the right of the circle.
Green.
Oh, Tevez! Christian Blunk again. It looked like it came off the goalkeeper. I thought the Pakistan player actually had it. If we watch on the replay, the ball goes to the top of the circle. There's a dummy here, the ball goes left, then it goes back right. It's hit, comes off the goalkeeper. The Pakistan player actually had the ball, but he was too slow in getting rid of it. The ball went under the goalkeeper's arm.
Beshman. Looming. Yes, brilliant goal, easy goal. Easy to say that, but yes, 4-1 Germany, and you think that's the clincher.
The following day, Pakistan faced the host Australia. This time they scored 3 goals but let in 5.
Shabazz Jr. dangerous on the break. And turned Duff inside out, but gave it straight back to Australia anyway.
Yeah, they could pay for that.
Stacey. Lewis. Pakistan getting a few players back now.
Oh, off the post! close. Yes, goal or not?
Stephen Davies.
In and out.
Stacey gets to the circle. Choppy fires it back. Davies again. Choppy and Davies.
What beautiful play. It doesn't come any better than that. There's a goal.
It's Hiskins.
That is a great goal.
Brennan steers the Australians out of danger and finds Choppy. Choppy. Brennan. Brennan.
Oh, yes.
Great goal.
That is an unbelievable goal.
That is as good as you'll see.
Is he excited?
Michael Brennan, Mouse, they call him. But that was a king-size goal.
So the Australians were flying high with 9 points in their opening 3 matches and looked set for a place in the final. The Netherlands were the pre-tournament favourites and defending champions. They had 4 points out of a possible 6 and now face Spain in a replay of their Atlanta Olympic final.
Denardes. Looking reasonably sharp and dangerous now, Spain. Here's Escaré once more. Can he pull it back? You bet he can. Sanchez. Pep Sanchez. His first goal of the tournament. May pass on some danger. Denardes. Arnau. Yes, that's 2.
That's 2. Who would have believed that?
That's Harvey Arnau.
Second penalty corner to the Netherlands, and they'll be certainly looking for this to go in to get them back into the game.
Loman's back on, the big number 2. What can he do? Get on target. He was just wide with his first. He's missed it. Denoyer. Well, they made a mess of it. But then Denoyer was there.
Eichelboom, I think, has done particularly well.
Here he goes. Eichelboom. Smacked in again by Denoyer. And Eichelboom set it up, Richard. 2 in 2 minutes. Tico van Meer. Eichelboom. Fane. Good advantage played by the umpire. Lomans.
They're under siege, Spain, now.
Must be expecting another penalty corner. They left Bram Lomans on.
Oh, here's a chance.
Pretty quick is Pablo Amat. Out comes the goalkeeper. Amat has help. Surely. Yes, it is.
Can you believe that? Can you believe that?
Jorge Arnau and Pablo Amat cooked it up between them. Amat. There it is. Pablo Amat. Well, as you suggested, Richard, all this pressure absorbed by Spain. They get up the other end and pop one in. Look out, here's Escaré. He should be pretty fresh. Escaré. Oh, he gets it! He gets it! He dribbles it in off the reverse side. Cannot believe it.
A 5-2 defeat and the Dutch were out of contention. With Australia finishing top of the table, it was between Germany and Spain who they would meet in the final.
Here is Blunk. Blunk on the reverse side. Great shot! Oh, that's one of the best ones of the tournament. Such a difficult shot on the reverse. Christian Blunk. And he gets his 3rd goal of the tournament. Germany 1-0.
That is a fantastic shot at goal. He makes the interception, he pulls left, so the Spaniards have done well to make him go left of the goal. He's on his reverse, but he hits this absolutely superbly, and that is a very hard skill to perform.
So Ribas runs across the screen there. It's the back line for the drag. But Casas and Arnau, top of the circle. Casas, Arnau,
yes.
Goal! It's a beauty. Little layoff from Casas to Arnau, and he gets his 7th for the tournament. Still with Germany, just outside the circle. Beckman played in, and goal. That's Eimer. Christoph Eimer. Well,
Germany not really sitting on this lead. They are pushing forward. Kroner still. Kroner. And buried by Domke. Well, he was due. Oliver Domke gets his second for the tournament. First of this match. 3-1 Germany. They're just about in the final.
Spain now are really going to have to throw people forward. And unless they can score from one of these limited opportunities in the next few moments.
Ahmad.
Yes! Well, that's what they wanted.
Straight away. Pujol. Victor Pujol, number 8.
A great game, a great fight back, but it wasn't enough for Spain as Germany booked their place in the final of the Champions Trophy. A beautiful spring day in Adelaide and a big crowd at the Pines Hockey Stadium to see if Australia could maintain their 100% record in the competition and win the title.
Oh, beats Duff and Wansbrough. Chance now for Germany. Meyerhofer. Can't get the shot away. Deletti. Now they can.
Oh, it's a goal.
And it's in. It's off an Australian, and claiming it is Beckman.
Well, that's just the start Australia didn't want.
Giving Sproul a workout. Was Salinger. Sproul now, though. Stacey's down. On the reverse, it's in! Sproul! What a goal!
Might have been touched in by Elmer, but who cares? It's a goal for Australia.
Well, Elmer's got his finger in the air. It might be, I'm not sure whether it's Elmer or Sproul.
Great play by Australia.
Davies, mishit. They teed it up pretty well. It was a nice variation.
Germany have got the numbers.
Here's Domke.
That's a goal.
Beckman.
Well, absolutely perfect power play. Australia were having a penalty corner. The ball was cleared. They had the numbers. And Beckman came from the blind side of York to deflect the cross. Good ball from Michael York to Jeremy Hiskins. Just didn't fall before him as he would have liked.
Chopping.
It's a penalty strike. It's a penalty strike.
The Germans protesting. Choppy takes the high five from Brennan.
I like to see that because my initial reaction was it wasn't too high. It was a great steal by Choppy. Pulls around the German defence. Then he flicks the ball, beats the goalkeeper. Yeah, even from that angle, I wasn't absolutely convinced, but let's have a look again. Remembering he's got to play the ball. Yeah, no doubt. Definitely a penalty straight. No doubt about it.
Davies against Wrights.
Yes.
Yes, sir. 2-2.
Eberswet stayed until the end of normal time, and once again a major final went into extra time and the possibility of the sudden death golden goal.
This has fallen deliciously for Germany. Domke has Beckman on his left. Domke, Beckman.
There's the goal. The Champions Trophy is over.
That's the Champions Trophy. It's Beckman. A hat-trick in the final for Christoph Beckman. On the fast break. Another devastating goal for the Australian supporters. Germany win the Champions Trophy for a 7th time.
There was delight for the victorious German players and coaching staff, but a huge disappointment for the hosts Australia and their supporters after a tremendous competition. They ended up with the silver medal, the gold medalist Germany, and their captain Christian Blunk receiving the trophy from the Premier of South Australia, John Olsen. The final standings, a record 7th win for Germany, Australia finishing 2nd, Spain 3rd, the Netherlands back in a disappointing 4th, Pakistan 5th and South Korea ending up in 6th place. But all those teams know that the really big competition is the 1998 World Cup in Utrecht. In fact, in that World Cup, the men's and women's competitions will be held at the same time. Later in the year, the 20th Men's Champions Trophy will be held in Pakistan, and another big hockey event, the Commonwealth Games, taking place in Kuala Lumpur. So another full calendar of hockey. We'll see you again next year.
Its performance as a hockey surface is legendary. That's why it's been the undisputed champion for more than 30 years. AstroTurf, the hockey pitch of the 1996 Atlanta Olympic Games. From Montreal in 1976, site of the first international hockey tournament ever played on synthetic turf. To numerous World Cup venues, AstroTurf is recognized by top players as the world's best wet pit system. AstroTurf, the innovator, industry leader, and friend of hockey worldwide.